Wow, the guys did it. Game seven win, insanity. For some reason and whatever reason, we in the biggest game of the season decided to finally negate the two big lineup. Just to me, the big double big lineup between Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams today did absolutely nothing, and I don't know why it took us 7 games to do it. Yeah, so Warriors with the. I need to do an introduction. Warriors actually won Game 7 on the Rockets home floor. To be honest, wasn't something that I was expecting, to be completely honest. I've been absent for a couple of days. One thing I need to get better at as a broadcaster is not getting so emotional over my team when they lose. But because of the Game 6 loss, I just couldn't make a video. It's one of the things that I have to get better at, and it's one of the things where I have to be better in complimenting the other team when they play really well, because the double big lineup and just everything that happened in Game 6, just I couldn't do it, and it forced me out yesterday. It forced me out the day before. I couldn't even, it wasn't that bad to the point where I couldn't do the Clippers Nuggets game yesterday because, to be completely honest, the Clippers Nuggets game really was not that good. The Nuggets killed them. I don't know what it was. James Harden had another bad Game 7 late into a series. I feel bad for him. The allegations are just never going to go away, and it's really, really... I feel for him because, he played such an amazing series, and then he has that one bad game, and it just happens to be Game 7 that he falls apart and has nothing going on the offensive side of the ball. He had 12 assists in the end, which made it a lot better, but 7 points from your second star in an elimination game is not good enough, especially on the road. The Nuggets just played good team basketball. The top two players yesterday were Russell Westbrook and Christian Brown. It wasn't even a superstar-led team. It was just everybody was playing their part, and vintage Russ come back and was doing Russ things, and it was insane to watch. That third quarter, I don't know what happened. It just changed, and the Clippers came out of the locker room at halftime and just looked terrible. Nothing going on either side of the ball. One thing that the Clippers could do if they were ever having an offensive stretch where it was pretty poor was they could go to their defense, and their defense would allow them to get stops while they were in this offensive slump. And it just didn't happen yesterday. I don't know what it was. They just couldn't get either side of the ball. Russ was running and with energy, and Aaron Gordon was scoring as freely as he possibly could, and everything just went wrong for the Clippers, to be completely honest. I think, all things considered, their season to be judged on a first-round exit is unfortunate. Kawhi came back, we know, sort of halfway through the year, and Kawhi looked amazing for that second half of the year. They were one of the most in-form and best teams in basketball. Norman Powell was the best third option in the league. James Harden was playing some of his best basketball in a very long time, probably since he left Houston. And they just, to get a first-round exit, it is unlucky. It is unfortunate that they had to go up against a team like the Denver Nuggets, where the Denver Nuggets, with this head coach that they've had for all of 3 weeks, has done dividends. It's just worked for them. I don't know what it is and how it's happened, and you have Nikola Jokic on your team, so he's going to save you more often than not. But it's just insane. They've had this coach for no more than 3 weeks. Their offensive schemes don't even look that bad, and they just are playing freely as a team. They will now go up against the OKC Thunder. I don't know how that series goes down. Personally, I've got the Thunder. I think the Thunder match up well because the Thunder have got a lot of size and they've also got a lot of scoring. The Denver Nuggets have the size with Nikola Jokic and how good Nikola Jokic is, but they just don't have quite as many scorers as the OKC Thunder do. Like Shea can give you nights. Shea will give you nights. Jalen Williams can give you nights. Isaiah Joe can give you nights where he can hit 20 points. Aaron Wiggins, if he plays, he can score the ball at will. So I think, the offensive firepower of the OKC Thunder is just too much for the Nuggets. And I'll probably say 6 games for the Thunder. I think that's just what I see. And now for the big game of the day. Stop beating around the bush because I sort of only want this to be a quick one-take video for you guys. Us Warriors pulled it off. I don't know how we did it. Buddy Hield. I was in awe, to be completely honest. That second quarter from Buddy Hield, when he had 20 points in the quarter and capped off the first quarter with a shot from half court, it was he never looked like missing, ever. And go back to game 6, he was missing wide open bunnies in the corner. Like, contested threes. He was getting open off the actions, hitting running threes. As I said, the tough half-court shot. 9 threes in a game 7 from your role player is just incredible. And it well and truly lifted us away. Steph, as we know, Steph had 3 points in the first half, and we were still up like 6 points. And I knew Steph wasn't going to stay away for the whole game. Ended up having 20 points or so. Personally, to me, I think it's sort of on the back of the Asar Thompson injury. Amen, sorry. I'm getting mixed up. Amen Thompson, he looked like he'd done something to his leg. And you could see in that defensive possession when Steph hit the shot on the wing that he couldn't move. He wasn't as explosive as he had been for 7 games straight. And Steph capitalised in that last 5 minutes, sent them home. And Buddy Hield with 33 in the end. Draymond was an absolute monster on the defensive side of the ball. I think he kept Sengun to like 40% from the field as a big man, which is insane. Sengun on the Rockets side had a pretty poor game. Jalen Green, I just don't understand how in a 7-game series you can go from having 38 in a game 2, and I'm pretty sure he missed double figures again today. But other than the game where he had those 20 points or those 38 points, he didn't score above 10 in any game. And it really, really hurt the team because, there you go, Jalen Green, 30 minutes and 8 points. 0 for 2 from 3 and 3 for 8 from the field. 8 shots when you're Jalen Green is not good enough. You need to get more shots than that up. Our defensive scheme against him was very good, I can admit that. But he just didn't look like scoring the ball, like ever. And Fred VanVleet, he went away in this game. He was still hitting the shots that like he was hitting in previous games, but not to the volume that he was games 3 through 6, I think it is. Yeah, he didn't have that firepower. Sengun didn't score the ball as much as he probably should have. We had Steven Adams taking 5-foot, 7-foot post hooks, which if you're any team in the association, you are over the moon with Steven Adams attempting to score the ball. So that helped us an insane amount. And Jonathan Kuminga got some minutes in this game finally, I think due to the Gary Payton illness. Jonathan, he on the defensive side of the ball, I think he had a deflection and like he was doing a couple of little things on the offensive side of the ball, which was good. Offensively, he was a non-factor. I think he took 3 shots. One of them was a fadeaway mid-range that he likes to get to and it got blocked. And then he had a 3-point jump shot on the left wing, I want to say, and bricked the hell out of it. Moses Moody, shocking game today. From all his threes that I saw him put up, I don't think there was one that was even remotely close. Bad game from Moses, but we know how good Moses is. He's going to continue to be better. Brandon was off and on. Brandon would go on a stretch where he'd play good basketball and he'd, get a couple of good offensive possessions. And then for the next 2 possessions, he'd be awful. Drawing charges as he always does, which was huge. Steph drew a charge on Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks on the offensive side of the ball was an absolute non-factor. And when Dylan Brooks is a non-factor on the offensive side of the ball, you would expect his defense to make up for it, but it wasn't really the case today. Jimmy Butler hit some big shots down the stretch. Honestly, a quiet game in terms of Jimmy Butler in Game 7s, but he did enough. He still had 20-plus points, drew that clear path foul towards the end of the game on Fred VanVleet. Just all the little things. Hit a couple of big threes in the corner, like that fadeaway in the first quarter. Third quarter, they've hit, drive and kicked it out to him, and without hesitation, he's just put it straight up and it's gone in. So, big shots from Jimmy. I can give credit to, the whole team, but Buddy Hield, for what he gave us throughout this whole first round, you did not expect something like this from Buddy Hield. It's insane. 33 points in a Game 7 from, what would he be? Probably our fourth option on offense. Insane. We just played great basketball. We kept finding him, kept getting him in his spots. Steph was rebounding insanely. I think he probably would have finished with 8+ rebounds and a few steals. And so even though he wasn't impacting on the offensive side of the ball like he usually is, he was impacting the game on the defensive side of the ball. Rebounds, steals, walling up. There was a few possessions where he walled up against Jabari Smith. Other than that stupid foul against Dylan Brooks, he was guarding Dylan Brooks on his post-ups. He played great defense. And that's really all you can ask from him if you're not getting the offensive output out of him. Because when Steph is not an easy defender to get past, our lineup looks really good. Because Buddy Hield's having the best defensive year of his career. Gary Payton, we know who he is. Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody can get down and guard. Kevon Looney on the defensive glass. Just all these guys, they're all good defenders. And if Steph can buy into that as well and also be a great defender, it's going to be great for us going down the line. We head to Minnesota now. I think we match up pretty well against Minnesota, to be completely honest. Steph is going to have a lot more shots in this series. I expect Jared Vanderbilt to go to Steph. But outside of Steph, we're going to have shooters. Jared Vanderbilt, he's probably going to be easier to run off, of screens and all that sort of stuff than Amen Thompson. But it'll just depend on Chris Finch's scheme and sort of where he expects to go to with it. But if we can continue to get games out of Brandon, Jimmy, all of these other guys, Buddy Hield, I am confident in the series. I can't, give an unbiased opinion, obviously, because it is my favourite team. But I would say Warriors in 6 games. That would just be my opinion. I think we are going to hold strong at home, unlike what we did this series. And as long as we can guard Anthony Edwards, which I expect Jimmy Butler to get the Anthony Edwards assignment, at least for the first few games, just to feel it out. They'll get some Gary Payton rotation onto him and that sort of thing. But it's going to be a good series. It'll just depend on all the role players for Minnesota. That will be the big defining factor. Because if we get burnt out by the role players of the Minnesota Timberwolves, I don't see a world where we win. It's going to be a good series, though. I have no doubt about it. Warriors move on. That's, the story of the day, if you must. But that's really all I have for you guys today. Another great video. Warriors win, so it's easier for me to make a video. If we didn't win today, I don't see a world in where I'm sitting here right now, to be completely honest. If we got sent to Cancun that early in a series where we have Draymond, Jimmy, and Steph, I would have been scratching my head. Losing 2 games in a row was hard to take, but we're here now. We won in 7 games. We're moving on. Thank you guys for watching. Love on the videos recently has been absolutely absurd. I'm getting more views, to be honest, than I ever would have imagined. And I just, really want to thank you guys. Liking and subscribing as well. Commenting on the video, like starting a discussion with you guys would be awesome. And that's really all I have for you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow with the first round coming to a close, which happened today, and the second round started today, actually, Pacers and Cavs. Didn't actually watch that game, to be honest. Pacers take a big win away. Insane. Darius Garland not being on the team obviously hurts the Cavs, and it showed. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that game because I didn't really watch it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. There's 2 second rounds. The OKC series starts tomorrow, and the Boston series starts tomorrow. So I'll see you guys for those 2 tomorrow, and thank you guys.